We've been working on putting together the draft that we now have in hand of the Unified Development Code, which has been called a rewrite of the planning and zoning codes for the city. But because what we're doing involves more land regulations than just planning and zoning, the consultant we have, Kendig Keist, has been calling it a Unified Development Code, and we're going to start calling it also to make sure that people know what we'll be getting when we get to the final document. In this case, we are rolling 3 areas that right now are distributed throughout the code into this document. Those are the Stormwater Code, which was passed in 2011, the Flood Control Codes, and the Stream Buffer Codes. And so this makes the document a little bit bigger, but it will eventually reduce the areas of code in other places because we will repeal those. Luckily, Hayes's zoning codes or zoning regulations have had some sections in them that other cities don't have in the past. And so we didn't have to roll those into the code. Some of these are for instance, the sign codes and the parking regulation. So that has made development of this document a little bit easier. We've received the final draft of the Unified Development Code from Kendig Keist, our consultant, and the Unified Development Code project. Since receiving it, we have posted the online version on our website along with 2 PDF versions of the document. The PDF versions, one is a clean copy of the regulations, and the other one is a marked up copy in case anyone wants to see the difference between what was originally presented and what is available today. So there are 3 different versions that are available. The online version is searchable. It's live. People can click the hot links in it and see where it takes them throughout the document. So we want people to spend some time in going through it if they're interested. And as we go through the process, they'll be more aware of what's in the document. We are in the process of distributing hard copies of the clean drafts to the City Commission, the planning commissioners, city manager, assistant city manager, and other staff who will be involved in the final approval and hearing process for this project, which, as I said, we've been working on for nearly 18 months now. This has been a pretty involved process. The plan at this point is to provide the planning commission until their regular meeting on March 21st to review the document, ask any questions of staff, and talk about it at their meeting in February and also March. It will formally be presented by our consultant, Brett Keist of Kendig Keist, during that meeting. And then we expect the Planning Commission to probably take at least another month of looking at it and then hopefully set a public hearing probably for May during their April meeting. But there is no deadline for that. If they need to take more time looking at it, that's fine with us too. Once we turn the process over to the Planning Commission, it's up to them how they want to set their calendar and how long they want to take to review this document. Once the Planning Commission approves it, then it would go to the City Commission for their final approval. And I should back up, as I said, the Planning Commission will be holding a public hearing, so that will be an opportunity to address the Planning Commission at that time. We're thinking that will be May, but it could be at a different time also. We thank all the parties who have taken the time to review the drafts, provide input, because we have taken much of that input and that we received and incorporated it into the final document. It was very helpful to get all sorts of different eyes looking at it and get different points of view and where people come at the document and from planning and zoning perspectives. So I think in the end we end up with a much larger, much better document than we would have otherwise with no input. If you want to find the document, if you look on the city's website, on the lower right side, there's a button called Zoning Project. If people click that, that will take them to the online version and the 2 PDF versions. So please take the time to take a look at that.